Good morning. Myself Dr. Shrikanth P H, Professor and Head of the Department in Samhita, Siddhanta and Sanskrit, Yenepoya Ayurveda Medical College and Hospital, Naringana, Mangalore. So, I will be speaking on the topic Decoding the Terminologies of Charaka Samhita. So, Charaka Samhita, the first and the foremost Samhita, which was written by Acharya Agnivesha. So, Samhitas are the granthas or the treatises which are the stepping stone for the success in the Ayurvedic practice. Because without the knowledge of Samhita, the Ayurveda knowledge is incomplete. If you have the sound knowledge of Samhitas, then definitely one can be a successful Ayurvedic physician or a researcher or an academician. So, these Samhitas were written in the Sanskrit language. So, a thorough knowledge of Sanskrit is very much essential to understand the Samhitas. Reading the Samhitas is different, whereas understanding the Samhitas is different. Anybody can read the Samhitas, but if the person doesn't know the meaning or the hidden meaning of the Samhitas, then it will be very difficult to understand the Samhita, because some of the words have got some hidden knowledge. So, I will be showing some words which are very much interesting, because when studying the Samhita, we will come across with many such words which have some hidden meanings. So, in the first chapter of Charaka Samhita Sutrasthana, the sages gathered near the foothills of Himalaya to find a solution for the diseases that were disturbing the daily activities of the human beings. So, till then the knowledge of Ayurveda was in the heaven. So, on earth, as all people were healthy, there was no question of the knowledge of treating the disease. So, once the diseases have started occurring, the sages gathered near the foothill to find out the solution. So, large number of sages gathered near the foothill. So, they started discussing, and they found out that the solution for this is Ayurveda, which was in heaven till that particular time. Now, they wanted to get the knowledge of Ayurveda from heaven and bring it down to the earth. So, who will be going to the heaven? That was the question arose. So, at that time, Acharya Bharadwaja himself says that Aham Arte Niyujyayam Atra iti pratamam vachaha. I should be appointed for this task. Now, the question, why Bharadwaja has told himself? So, when we go through the dictionaries, we will get the meaning of Bharadwaja as Bharat and Vaja. There are two words, one is Bharat and another is Vaja. So, Bharat is related with Bharana, that means Dharana and Poshana, that is supporting and taking care. So, whatever is there with that person will be taking care of that particular object or the matter completely and carefully. And Vaja means Vega. So, Bharadwaja might have had the capacity to grasp anything, retain anything for long, and he was having the ability to take care of everything. And at the same time, he was having the ability to go anywhere with a great speed. Maybe that is the reason why the Bharadwaja might have told himself to appoint for this particular task. To further substantiate this, if we go through the Indian history, so we get the explanation related to the aeroplanes. So, Wright brothers have found out or invented the aeroplanes in the last century, but in Indian literatures, we get the knowledge of aeroplanes being used by our ancestors, that is the sages, the gods, the kings. Now, who has invented those aeroplanes? So, there were 97 books related to aviation, and there are explanations in those books related to the manufacturing of aeroplanes, how to fly these aeroplanes. So, one of the important book related to aviation or the aeroplanes is Brihat Vimana Shastra, and this was supposed to be written by Bharadwaja. That means the Bharadwaja had the knowledge of using the aeroplanes. He used to fly from one place to another with the help of these aeroplanes. Maybe this is another reason why Bharadwaja might have told that he would be going to the heaven. Now again it is not clear whether it is the same Bharadwaja who invented the aeroplanes and the Bharadwaja who went to the heaven to get the knowledge of Ayurveda. And again, if we go through the Indian literatures, especially the Jyotish Shastra and other literatures, the Bharadwaja is a Gotra, clan. And sometimes in some of the Gotras, some specific knowledges related to that particular Gotra runs in families. So maybe this Bharadwaja, the one who went to the heaven, might have had the knowledge of Ayurveda, and for that reason he might have told that he would be going to the heaven to get the knowledge of Ayurveda. And accordingly he went to the heaven, got the knowledge from Lord Indra and brought it to the earth, then spreading the knowledge to each and every place, thereby curing the diseases of the people. So this is the one particular word which we were searching for, why the Bharadwaja had himself told. So this way we get many such words which are very well written and carefully placed by Acharya Charaka. I will give few more examples. The next one is related with the Ahara Dravya. So the Ahara Dravyas are classified into two as Lagu Dravyas and Guru Dravyas. So here Guru refers to this food substance which is difficult to digest, or it takes long time to get digested, whereas Lagu Dravyas, they get digested very quickly. And as per the Ayurvedic literatures, Guru is said to be dominant with the Prithvi and Jala Mahabhuta, that is, we say it as earth and water, and everybody knows that they are heavy, whereas Lagu Dravyas are dominant with the Teja, Vayu and Akasha, that is fire, air and the space or the vacuum. Now the question here, why Acharya Charaka has used only the two when he was explaining the Lagu Dravyas, that is Vayu and Agni. He has not mentioned the Akasha. So Chakrapani, the commentator of Charaka Samhita, has mentioned that Laghuni yadyapi Akasha Vayu Agni Guna Bahulani Bhavanti Tatapi Akashasya Agni Deepanam Prati Tatavida Samartya Abhavat. That means, though Akasha is also Laghu, that is space, is lighter, still for the Agni Deepana, that is to increase the or illuminate the fire, the space is not at all having any role. So scientifically also, in vacuum there cannot be any fire. So it requires the oxygen. So might be Acharya Charaka had this particular knowledge. That is why he has not mentioned the Akasha while explaining the Lagu Dravyas, where he told only Vayu and Agni, Mahabhuta dominant. Then coming to the anatomical aspect, that is a Shiras, that is head, and he told that Yad Uttamangam Anganam, Anganam Uttama Anga, that is the best among all the body parts is the Shiras or the head. If you consider this particular terminology, both grammatically or anatomically or physiologically, everything seems to be perfect. The particular term Uttamanga seems to be perfect. So the word Uttama, it has got two words, one is Ut and another is Tama. Ut means Uttara, that is above, top or superior, and Tama is used in superlative degree sense. That means if you consider anatomically, Shiras is the topmost part in the body. Physiologically also, Shiras is said to be the best. Why? Because the brain, which is the main organ which is responsible for all types of actions in the body, is situated in the Shiras. If the brain stops functioning, then the person will die. So in that sense also, this is termed as Uttamanga. So both anatomically and physiologically the Shiras is considered Uttama. So that is why Acharya Charaka might have used the word Uttamanga here. Further, while taking care of the patients also, that is when the treatment of Vamana, that is emesis therapy, is given to the patient. So the Acharya Charaka says, if the drug given doesn't produce vomiting, then the patient is asked to tickle his throat with the help of his fingers. It would have been sufficient if he mentioned it only Angulibhyam, that means fingers, but he was very much careful while saying so. He has added 3 more words like Suparilikita Nakhabhyam. That means Su means Sushtu, that is well, that is very well. Pari means from all sides, Paritaha, and Likita means cut. Then Nakhabhyam, that is the nails. That means the nails have to be properly cut from all sides, and only such fingers have to be used to tickle the throat. If the nails are not cut and the throat is tickled with the fingers without cutting the nails, then there is every chance of the palate and other soft tissues of the mouth getting damaged or injured, producing bleeding or other complications. So he was very careful while mentioning these words. So this is how the Samhitas were written. One more word while explaining the treatment of Staulya. He has used the term Atarpana here. Gurucha Atarpanam Cheshtam Sthulanam Karshanam Prati. So what is Atarpana? So usually Apatarpana means the one which reduces. So that is the treatment for all the diseases which are occurred due to Santarpana, overnourishment. So Staulya, though it is an overnourishment disorder, that is a Santarpana Janya Vyadhi, still he has not used the term Apatarpana here, rather Acharya Charaka has used the term Atarpana. The reason again is in Staulya, the patient will be having Tikshnagni. That means the digestion is too much, or the digestive capacity is more and his digestive power will be too much. So the patient will be eating or consuming the foodstuffs repeatedly. So that will further add the fat tissue in the body and he will become more and more obese. So to counteract this, so Acharya Charaka has used the word Atarpana and Guru. That means the patient should be given the Guru Dravya, the heavy food substances, that means the one which is going to take long time to get digested, that is Guru, and Atarpana. See, the Guru Dravyas are going to increase the bulk of the body. They are actually the Santarpana in nature. And if Santarpana is done again using the Guru Dravya, there is every possibility of the Staulya increasing, that is the obesity will increase. So he was very much careful. He told that Guru and Atarpana, that means the Dravyas should be Guru, but they should be Atarpana at the same time. That means they should not nourish the individual. So as the Agni is Tikshna, the digestive power is too much, the Guru Dravyas, they take long time to get digested. So the patient will not eat again and again or repeatedly. And at the same time, these Guru Dravyas should not produce any nourishment. So that is why he has mentioned the Dravyas like Madhu, the honey. So honey is said to be one of the best line of drugs for the management of Staulya. It has got the Kashaya and Madhurasa, both are having the dominance of Prithvi Mahabhuta. As they are dominant with the Prithvi Mahabhuta, they are Guru in nature. Hence, the Madhu is having Guru Guna, but because of its Kashaya Rasa, it does the Lekhana Karma. That means it scrapes. That means it removes the excessive Kapha, excessive Meda, thereby relieving the Staulya. So it takes long time to get digested, and at the same time it does the removal of Medho Dhatu as well as decreasing the Kapha Dosha. So thereby it helps in countering the Staulya. So here also Acharya was very careful while using the word Guru and Atarpana. And while mentioning the act of defecation, again why I am using this particular reference, because Ayurveda is more scientific. So he has used the word while explaining the Purishavaha Srotas. He has told that Upavishantam drishtva Purishavahanyasya Srotamsi Pradushtani iti vidyat. So Upavishantam, Vishantam means sitting. So he has not used the term Vishantam, rather he has told Upavishantam. Upa means close. That means the posture is close to the sitting posture. So during the act of defecation, while we pass the stools, pass the bowels, we are sitting in a position so that the bowels are passed easily. So nowadays it is called as a squatting posture. So why this particular term? Again, Acharya was very much scientific in his ideas. So in the present day, most of us use the Western commodes, wherein the sitting posture is totally different. So it has been proved by the present day scientists that the modern commodes are not beneficial for the individuals, because in that particular posture, what happens is when the person sits, there will be constriction of the puborectalis muscle. So it will be pulling down the last part of the rectum, so that the complete evacuation of the bowels is not possible. Whereas in Indian style of commodes, where the person sits in the squatting posture, the bowels will be passing easily because the rectum will be open, so there will be relaxation of the puborectalis muscle, so no accumulation of the stools. Whereas in case of Western commodes, as the bowel evacuation is incomplete, a little amount of stools get accumulated during each act of defecation, and in due course of time that fecal content itself becomes a cause for the carcinogenic manifestation. That means there is a every possibility of manifestation of the cancer. So this has been proved or accepted by even by the modern scientists. So nowadays they are advising that if we are using any modern commode or the Western commode, then one has to use a stool of about 1 feet, so that even if we are using the Western commodes, the posture will be of a squatting nature. So in this way, our science, that is Ayurveda, is scientific also. So there are many such words, even while mentioning the synonyms of some of the medicinal plants. Acharya Charaka was very much selective. Why such particular synonym has been used, like Shankapushpi, etc. So he had given the importance for each and every terminology, and it is our duty to decode all these. So the other details of all such synonyms we will be seeing in the next talk.